Thank you so much for getting it to me to get information about the issue of the demise of the building in Kachumbara Cell in Namakwakwa ward in Northern City division of MBALE-CITY. Good afternoon to our compatriots. First of all, as the city clerk of MBALE, I really feel sorry about what happened, because as a city council, it is our duty and responsibility to ensure that the buildings that come up in the city are sound and they are safe for people to occupy. This what happened. It shows that actually there was a lapse, and we really regret. It is really not an acceptable way of how things should be done. First of all, this construction started from the investigations we were getting. The construction started way back in 2023, although it is unconfirmed, because we don't have records here as a council. We have tried to get records. I have not been able to get any records, because from what I am getting even from my technical staff, the building does not even have an approved plan. But from what we have gathered on the ground, the construction started way back in the year 2023, and they have been building actually in phases, and thereafter that's how it has been standing. Certainly, any building that comes up in this city is supposed to have an approved plan, and any storage structure, if it's coming up, the developer is bound by the law to ensure that he appoints or employs the most qualified engineers. Actually, it is a requirement that for any storage building that is put up, it must have a registered engineer as a site supervisor. And no building should be built when it has not been approved by a council. And of course, as a council, our engineering and works department have the duty and obligation to ensure that standard building measures are adhered to. That is actually what we should do. That's why I was saying that yes, there were lapses. One, for the building to have been built to that level when it is an illegal structure, and as a council, we had actually not stopped it, because in the first place, the building shouldn't have been built. Number two, of course, it can't be supervised, because any building that is not approved, we are not supposed to supervise it, because in any case, it is not supposed to come up. So, what has actually happened indicates that there was an oversight in the way we performed our duties in as far as the construction is particular to that building is a concern. And for that matter, I want to assure the public that I have put very strict measures, not only now after this, but even before, to ensure that these kind of cases do not reoccur. Of course, the way we operate is that when such a thing happens, we investigate. Personally, I didn't know because nobody had actually brought it to my attention earlier that actually there was an illegal structure which was going on. Otherwise, of course, we have all the means and measures to stop any construction as long as it is being done in this city. The law empowers us to stop any construction, even if it is for war. Therefore, we are investigating, as we had earlier informed the public, we have opened up our internal investigations. Other organs of government are also investigating. Police is investigating. The National Building Review Board is also investigating, but also my office has investigated this matter, and that's how we have come up with some of these facts I am putting forward. There are people who are responsible, who should actually have played their role and their roles, and they didn't play it as they should have done. And as the head of administration here, we are going to take disciplinary action against them. But that is not actually to say that police should not investigate this matter to its depth so that they can even be held accountable. Of course, when such an issue happens, even the owner of the building takes responsibility. Actually, the owner of the building is the one that takes much of the responsibility because when you are building, you are supposed to observe all the building requirements, regulations, and guidelines. But the owner chose to do it illegally. The information I have gathered is that in most cases, the building would go on during the weekends and public holidays, and that is also not acceptable. We have tried to reach out, but we have not been able because the owners seem to be in hiding. We have not got them. But those are some of the facts that we have on the ground. We want to assure the public and request them that for you to start any construction, having a plan approved is less expensive. And I have always said it, that at times when you are constructing an illegal structure, it is more costly. Because if you came to council and your plans are approved, in any case during the process of approval, we are able to advise you that this will work or this one will not work. And therefore the public is notified to know that actually for us to insist on buildings having approved plans is for their good. Because like one saw the type of materials that were being used. If, for example, the owner had really come to us, we would have advised on the appropriate type of materials and the mixes, because that's why we have trained engineers in the city council, and that's why government is paying us. Basically, it is paying us because we have to offer services like that one. So my assurance to the public is that it's very unfortunate that this incident, this building collapsed. But I also want to give assurance that other buildings are being monitored closely and supervised closely, so they are safe. And we shall reinforce our efforts to ensure that all buildings that come up, first of all, must have approved plans, but also the same buildings must have supervisors who are qualified and actually the building regulations are very specific, that the supervisor, the one supervising construction of a story building, must be a registered engineer. And two, our engineers in the department should be able to reach out to these sites from time to time, such that they can also help. And where there is non-compliance by the builders, then we are able to help the developers. That's how it is. And I want to make use of us when you are building, even when our engineers don't reach your sites as you should, because at every stage they are supposed to get approval from us. When they are starting, even at every stage of construction, actually we are supposed to give approval. That's why you pay building inspection fees. Those fees are paid to council when you are starting it, before you start to construct, such that council can give you that service. So even when our engineers don't reach you, please always feel free to reach out to us, to me in particular, such that say that yes, for the last 1 month or 2 weeks, no engineer from the city council has come to my site. It is your right actually to have these people coming to your site to ensure that they guide and you don't lose out. Because like this one, he has lost a lot of money, and it is really unfortunate. So we don't want this to reoccur. Really, let's cooperate. You as people want to develop, but also as us as a council, let's cooperate and ensure that we really build buildings that are going to ensure the safety of people, the people who will live in your buildings, and also really your life, even you as developers. So investigations have been conducted, and for sure I'm going to take disciplinary action against officers for their omissions and commissions, and also forward them to police for further management, such that really this thing should not be tolerated. I thank you.